Welcome to the North Maine State Dwarves. Founded in late 2012, North Maine State has interesting origins to say the least. After getting lost in his final days along the Appalachian Trail, Steve Clymer, the outdoors ultimate enthusiast, stumbled upon the wreckage of an old cargo plane. In that plane was a near unbelievable amount of fidget spinners. Steve followed a creek until it led him to the town of Mount Chase. Once recovered, Steve set back out to find his treasure, bringing backpack after backpack of fidget spinners to a local storage facility, but that wouldn't be the only treasure Steve would find. After excavating nearly all of the fidget spinners, Steve found a hole in the fuselage of the plane that opened into a mine. Steve's luck never seemed to run out as he discovered that he had now stumbled upon a prematurely closed gold mine. With his newfound fortune, Steve decided to found a university at the site of his discovered wealth, placing the football stadium atop the wreckage and aptly naming it The Mine. Brought in to coach this new team is none other than Hawk Disco, a German immigrant using what is presumed to be a pseudonym. Hawk graduated from West Point and has brought along two friends from his alma mater, both serving as first-time coaches. Offensive coordinator Nathan Irons has decided to implement a run-and-shoot offense, while John Wilson, the defensive coordinator, is instituting a 4-3 defense. As a short king himself, Coach Disco, in all his wisdom, has decided to only recruit players who are 5 foot 9 inches or shorter. For this dynasty, the difficulty will be set on Heisman with 6-minute quarters. Here is a look at the sliders that we're going to use, but we may change them to make things more interesting. Now let's meet the players. QB1 is none other than redshirt sophomore Richie Kirk. Standing at 5'5" and 209 pounds, Richie is a bit of a thick boy, but that doesn't keep him from moving. Though he doesn't have the most accurate arm with 79 throw power and 76 throw accuracy, he manages to get the job done and is the fastest of our QBs, with 89 speed and 92 acceleration. Richie's most difficult task will be looking over the defensive line. His backup, redshirt senior Chip Breedlove, is a much more traditional quarterback, standing at 5'7" and 219 pounds with 84 throw power and 79 throw accuracy. He has 83 speed and 86 acceleration, so don't expect to see him outrunning defenses. Chip shines in last-second Hail Marys. The starting running back is the redshirt sophomore Talib Noel, coming in at 5'6" and 196 pounds. Talib is a shifty back with the uncanny ability to make defenders miss. While he won't often break off long touchdown runs, he makes for a solid every down back. As one of the fastest players on the team, Donald Irby, the 5'7", 201-pound true freshman backup running back, has huge home run play potential. He has a harder time making guys miss, but don't let him get into the open field because he'll make you regret it. The tandem of star wide receivers, redshirt senior Donnie Schaefer and sophomore Khalif James, have some ability to pick apart defenses, but still have room for improvement. Donnie, at 5'6", 207 pounds, is the faster of the two, but Khalif, standing at 5'8", 209 pounds, might have the edge thanks to his staggering height. Tight end Dane Upshaw is both captain and giant. At 5'9", 227 pounds, the redshirt senior has great speed and hands, but isn't a stellar blocker. There aren't any notable stars on the offensive line or the defensive front seven, but corners Rick Penn and Devon Lester are poised to have a great season. At 5'8" and 190 pounds, and 5'9", 168 pounds respectively, the junior and redshirt freshman duo is bound to be flying around the secondary. Hopefully, being on the taller end of the team helps them not to get beat on jump balls. On special teams, kicker Donnell Jolly is a short 5'5", and as a result of having short legs, can only hit field goals reliably from 40 yards out and needs a lot of help from the wind to get kickoffs into the end zone. Our punter is the redshirt sophomore Brad Gaddis. With his 76 kick power, he does a decent job of getting the ball downfield, but his 66 kick accuracy has the potential to send punts wildly off course. Returning all kicks is the fastest player on the team, wide receiver Gene Nunez. The junior is a big 5'9", 197 pounds with 96 speed, 95 acceleration, and 92 agility to help him make those quick cuts. He's on record telling Coach Disco that he's planning on taking at least 3 kicks to the house this year. Alrighty, let's jump into this. we're going to go straight into the recruiting board setup and grab some short kings. Now, the recruiting is a little bit simple. We might do a little bit in between episodes, but because there's so few players that we can really recruit, change our height requirements, 5'5" to 5'9". Search, and there's 56 guys that we can look for. We get 25 scholarships a year, so there's a good chance that we won't fill out our classes, and we might get stuck with a few walk-ons. Just scrolling through, there's some decent players. No 5 stars, but some guys are interested, and we're probably just going to throw everybody from the top on the board. I guess maybe first grab a few players that are interested in us, including Kurt Bailey, the 74 overall middle linebacker. But then we'll just go by rank, and you know, with only 53 guys, I don't think that we're gonna have problems scouting a whole lot. So even if some of these guys don't like us, we can scout the rest of them, and maybe find a couple gems. Okay, our board is full, so let's take a look to see how good some of these players are. We're going to sort it by overall. That's just kind of how I prefer to start the scouting at the beginning of the season. Helps me find the really good gems. We'll see, as we are only level 1. Let's see if we can start to find anything. Hoch Disco is going to be pretty slow to level up. We have it on the slowest XP gain. So our first goal this season, besides winning football games, is to level up a couple times so that we can scout these players a little bit easier. Okay, well, that's all of our points for this preseason. I have already gone through, and redshirted players, we can just scroll through and take a look. If you're looking, this is a team that I downloaded after Team Builder had been taken offline. So I don't know who created it. I certainly didn't. But thank you to whoever did it for us. However, the roster has just tons and tons of already redshirted players. But there's a few that we're going to redshirt ourselves. We can go by position for it. Can't redshirt any other quarterbacks, but we will redshirt the true freshman running back Paul Lamb. A couple of freshman wide receivers. A junior tight end who's sitting third string. Senior left end. He's the second string. He could, maybe see some meaningful minutes this year, but we want him to be really serious and a lot better next year. We redshirt Kendrick Evans, the junior defensive tackle. He's got 2 in front of him, and the 2 behind him aren't terrible either, a junior and a freshman. All of our linebackers are left outside linebackers are true to their position, so we'll just redshirt the freshman. A couple of corners will be redshirted, a freshman and a sophomore. And we could redshirt our true sophomore strong safety, but he's the best by 5 overall, so especially with that speed and acceleration, we're definitely going to be starting him this year. 1 kicker, and 1 punter on the roster, and that's how we redshirt. Look at our schedule for this season. We're going to open at Boston College, kind of a Northeast game. We won't travel too far. It'll be a moderately difficult test as we go into the ACC. We are in Conference USA. We have our easy FCS team, Week 2. Week 3 is a bye, and then we actually need to make this an away game as we go into the Big House to play number 7, Michigan. Certainly will be difficult. Week 5 we open conference play, and then Week 6, our 4th and final out-of-conference game, is going to be against Western Arizona. If you follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/poonmaster69, you will be familiar with the Western Arizona team. On stream, they are a team that is the polar opposite of this North Maine State Dwarf squad. Instead of being 5'9" to 5'7" only, that team is 6'7" to 7 foot only. Because they're so tall, they're also incredibly slow. whereas we're pretty short but very fast. So I have a feeling North Maine State's going to be the better team overall. And this Western Arizona roster is not the correct roster. It won't be the correct height, so it's too much work for me to go in and edit every player individually for every season that they go through. But they are in the game. And then just the rest of Conference USA. I believe we brought a couple of other teams with us into this dynasty besides Western Arizona, but we'll have to take a look as we advance into the regular season. Now we're going to be able to do a little bit more recruiting, and then we'll check out the rest of the teams, and then go straight into this first game at Boston College and see what the Dwarves can do. All right, into week one. Let's do a little bit of recruiting. 5,000 points to put in, and being level 1 is going to be pretty difficult with our coach. We're just going to immediately go to that overall and continue scouting every player as much as we can. Some of these guys going up, we need to see a gem. That's what we're really looking for. Alright, that's enough scouting. Let's go back to rank. This is just because these first few guys are the guys who are pretty interested in us, and we'll dump max points into them because most of them were pretty solid, but also if we can get them off the board earlier, getting committed earlier, we're going to be able to save those points. My recruiting obviously is never going to be the greatest, so if you have any super obvious tips that I'm not sticking with, feel free to let me know. I am in no means a great NCAA 14 player. We do have up-to-date rosters in this dynasty for this 2019 into 2020 football season. So we'll go ahead and look at the preseason polls. Alabama sitting number 1, Clemson 2, Oklahoma 3, Florida State surprisingly gets the 4 spot. 95 overall. I guess they don't realize who's coaching there, I guess. LSU 5, Ohio State 6, Michigan 7, Stanford 8, Tennessee 9, and Notre Dame rounds out the 10th spot. Couple of suspect teams there in the top 10, especially for this year in real life. Ole Miss up there, surprisingly high. UCLA, way too high. Oregon 24. I am an Oregon fan. Just so that my bias can show right away. And some interesting teams. We're going to double check the conference outlook to see what other teams we've brought with us. In the Mountain West, we've brought Gorge University and Western Arizona University. 2 team builder schools that I have personally played before on the Twitch channel. We've had a lot of fun with those, so we decided to bring them in. They replace teams like Idaho and New Mexico State. The preseason Heisman Watch sees Trevor Knight out of Texas A&M sitting at that first spot, Trayvon Diggs from Alabama, Benjamin Victor from Ohio State, the freshman wide receiver, another wide receiver, this time from Louisville, Reggie Bonifon, kind of interesting, 77 overall, and then Alex Ofadile from Oregon. Well, accidentally, I'm just now realizing that these rosters aren't actually up to date like I thought they were. I'm not sure what roster I ended up downloading, but it's going to take a whole lot of effort to go back and switch, so I guess it's not the end of the world, because the game does currently think that we're in 2013. These obviously aren't going to be 2013 rosters, but they're going to be more like 2015 or 2016. And the way that I know that these are out of date is, well, as an Oregon fan, we can scroll down to Oregon. It's going to take forever. And we can look and see at, let's see, first off at the running back spot, Royce Freeman's a junior. We know that's wrong. But then Justin Herbert's a freshman. Dakota Prukop was a grad transfer, so he was only around for a year. And then Terry Wilson is a true freshman here alongside Herbert. And in real life, he ended up transferring to Kentucky. So these these rosters are a little bit out of date, but still real players, and hopefully that doesn't change too much for our Dynasty. A couple years down the line, it's going to be completely random anyways, so it's just kind of a bit of a throwback, I guess. Our championship contender rating for this year is 106, with a nice upward trajectory up there into 2016. Hopefully we can improve that and make it even quicker. Our stadium is known as the Mine, and we have one of the least intimidating places to play, apparently. Gorge University out there in the Hood River Bowl, Georgia State in the Georgia Dome, Old Dominion at Foreman Field. They're all around there with us. But I guess we're expecting to be getting 34,000 attendees at our home opener in a couple of weeks. Pretty impressive. Let's just load right into this game. We can take a quick little look at the uniforms. They're not the greatest, but I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of them. A nice light blue with a dark blue and white. It's the away preset. Here's the home preset. We've got the standard primary helmet with the ram horns. Kind of dwarf-esque, I guess. And then the alt helmet's a little bit lighter with a couple of white stripes. Should make for an interesting look, but no white helmet. Wish we could get some more. The alt jersey is just, a more standard, solid blue. And the alt away has, a nice little white color to it. Especially, looking at it compared to the other away jersey. It is what it is. For the pants, we've got our primary and our secondary. The secondary just being white. We're just going to go with the away preset, though, as we load into this game against Boston College. We start as a 72 overall team with a slightly... somehow our offense and defense are higher rated than our overall, but we're going up against an 81 overall Boston College who has a better defense than they do offense. Hopefully we don't run into problems and get the run and shoot in the 4-3 defense. Loading in, we can look at top players. Their top players, 89, 88, 86 overall. Not really any skill positions, though. They do have a linebacker, but otherwise it's a couple of linemen. For us, it's a wide receiver, tight end, and another wide receiver. So hopefully we're looking all right. They do have way better overalls, as our top player's at 82. But I guess we're going to just try to go to the air a lot. We are running a run and shoot, so it works out. Pre-game show for the first game in Dwarves history. Coach Disco, he's sitting there. He's maybe not the most intelligent on football, growing up in Germany. But he's going to hope to get this one done. Got to make Steve Clymer proud. Well, it's not the craziest game to open for Hawk Disco and the Dwarves' career, but it is still a Power 5 opponent. Boston College going to be looking to get off to an easy start to this season. Try to get 1-0. We're here to upset them. Alumni Stadium. Oh, these Dwarves are ready to rumble. It's going to be interesting to see how short we really are compared to, a normal-sized team. And, right here, I think it might just be because of the loading. It doesn't look too stark. We're going to go with heads. We'll win the toss, and I want to see what our offense can do right away. So we're going to take the ball. And here's the opening kickoff. We look so tiny. Nunez taking it. And if we take this to the house, it would be hilarious. No. But it is a good return for Gene Nunez. 28 yards out. And there it is. Hawk Disco coaching his first game at North Maine State. Well, let's get this run and shoot started. Yeah, it should be interesting. Shaky bars right off the bat. Hopefully that doesn't rattle me too much. But a play action on first down. And we've got a man open immediately. It's Upshaw, the tight end, and I'm thinking we might be too quick for anybody to deal with. Gonna keep it in the air on another 1st and 10, going with the slants. And just sitting in the pocket, we're going to take a hit. I've had some guys open, but just didn't feel comfortable making any of those throws. And they're able to hit us right as we're about to release. Ball, thankfully, just going to hit the ground. And on 2nd down, we're going to go onto the ground here. Try to get a little running game going. Noel, slipping through defenders, gets 9 yards there. Time to take a shot downfield. I'm hoping James can get deep. The safety is more in the middle of the field, and he's going to shy off. So Kirk's going to heave it up. Can James outrun his man? No, the ball's overthrown. I think that ball's a little bit shorter. It's definitely at risk of being picked off. It'll be 4th and 1. You better believe we're going for it. Big 4th and 1. Remember, Kirk is a scrambling quarterback, so if we have to take off, we will. And I don't see anything. It's going to be a turnover on downs. I didn't feel comfortable making a throw there. And again, we're hit as we're, releasing the ball. And the offense comes up empty-handed. We're going to be running a man offense to start this. And my user, you will learn pretty quickly, is not very good. And we are severely undersized. Oh, this is hilarious to look at. BC goes 5 wide. And he just dropped it into the breadbasket. 32 yards to Thad Smith. Thought we would have the speed to keep up with him, but it was a great route, and the ball was placed almost perfectly. One of the drawbacks to being so short. Can't go up and get your hands on those. Maybe expecting a run on this 1st and 10. Look at how tiny our line is. I'm going to miss that. And just another big carry. John Hilleman goes 9 yards on 1st down. We're going to focus Hilleman here. Probably going to run it again. And it is a pass. They go play action. Man wide open. It's Charlie Callanan in the back of the end zone. And Patrick Towles goes 2-2 at the beginning of this game. Boston College is going to take likely a 7-0 lead. And a bit stunned are the Dwarves. Although we got a little bit of pressure on that kick. Maybe we block one in this series. Florida Atlantic can't upset Miami in week 1. It's going to be a 7-point game, and that's rough if you're the Owls. Studio update. Ooh, 12 Michigan State loses to Western Michigan, and Fresno State beats Butgers. That's a real shame. Nunez back to return again. See if we can do something with this one. We need good blocking. Alternatively, we can just maybe outrun everybody. Try the little back juke spin, and Nunez, oh, so close to breaking that one free. We're going to come out and take a shot downfield immediately with these 4 verts. See if somebody can get up. I'm going to leave Noel as an extra blocker since the pressure's been getting to us. And they're not going to bring a whole lot of pressure. So the question is, can we get a ball downfield for Schaefer? It's intercepted. Oh, the ball was underthrown. And we've already had 1 turnover. The ball's just a little bit underthrown. He just ripped it right out of our hands. Back on defense already. That's a big miss. We're going to try a little zone defense and see if that can help us out. Good gang tackle, as we only gave up 2 yards that time. Try to be using the middle linebacker, but like I said earlier, you're going to notice how poor my user is pretty damn quick. I'm blind as a bat, and already kind of getting beat over the middle. Tom Sweeney goes 25 yards. And there are 3 of 3 passing to start this game. 5 wide from midfield. Call it as a pass, and a couple of guys wide open. Ooh, didn't see him coming back across the field, so we're unable to adjust to that early enough, and Elijah Robinson catches the 4th straight pass for Boston College. We are getting slapped right now. Try to get anything going now. Maybe another run. We react quickly, but we're just too small to get past any blocks, and thankfully we're able to trip him up. It's only a 6-yard carry. If this is how we're playing against Boston College, I am fearful for the game against Michigan in a couple weeks. It's another run to the outside. Thankfully, we shouldn't ever get beat. You know, if they run to the outside and get around the edge, just because of how quick we are. Just a little bit worried about our tackling abilities. It doesn't really seem like the zone's working all that well either. We're forcing them to cut this one up the middle, and we do get the tackle. If we could hold them to a field goal here, that would be so fantastic for us. We're going to go back to trying the man defense for a little bit. See if that works for us. This is a run, and oh, there we go. What a hit. Imagine getting destroyed by Caps on a run like that. It's a loss of 4, and it'll bring up a 3rd and long. Didn't read the screen very early. A couple of broken tackles later, we do get the 4th down, but that was awfully scary. This could be our chance to block a field goal. If we can get the timing just right, I obviously don't want to go offside, but if we can get the timing right on one of these, I feel like this team might have the speed to get in there and block one. And with how small their bodies are, maybe they just slip through a little hole in the line. All right, Nunez's 3rd return of the day. I love it when they kick it outside the hashes. It just depends on what kind of blocks we get here. And no, nothing doing. We get horse collared down just past the 20-yard line. And look at that, no points for us. They've got double the plays, and I don't even want to talk about the amount of yards and first downs that we've managed to get. Didn't keep passing, though. That might be crazy. 1st and 10. We're scrambling. Kirk's got a lot of speed. I need some positive yards. He looks like Sonic out there. Just zooming past the slow defensive lineman. Try the halfback off tackle now. 2nd and 1. Try to get our 2nd first down of the game. Noel breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and got back to the line of scrimmage. Thought we were about to get blown up there. And you better believe I'm trying the option. We got a lot of speed here, so if they ignore Kirk, it could turn into a lot. We pitch it to Noel, and the shifty back. That's a little back juke. There's too many guys for it to go much further, but risky plays with that pitch, but it works out perfectly. He picks up a block, and we're across midfield. Another 1st and 10. 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. And, oh gosh, we have a guy open, but I don't know if I can make that throw, so we're just going to take off with Kirk. Should have thrown it away, really, because we lost a yard. This run and shoot is something else. Not sure if we can get this playoff. Oh, we managed to. We're going to make the throw. Oh, it's wildly inaccurate. We are so lucky the safety's unable to pick that one off. Richie Kirk is 1 of 6 passing to end the 1st quarter. He's taken a couple of big shots. He's thrown a pick, and we're down 10-0 after receiving the ball first. Well, I'd say that we're probably in 4th down territory for the way this game's going. So we're going to run it here on 3rd and 11 and hope that Noel gets a little bit of good blocking and something like that happens. Gives us a really manageable 4th and 3, and we're going to call pass play and probably just scramble immediately. Now on 4th and 3, we'll see if we can convert. Going to get Kirk outside the pocket almost immediately. I see guys kind of open, but I don't feel comfortable making that throw, especially not on a 4th down. Richie Kirk does a good job getting 7 yards and picking up the 1st down, though. All we need is one player to outrun somebody else. And we should be fine. Norton could get open, just where the safeties in the corner are sitting, and no. We're gonna fumble. Oh man, we are lucky to get that one back. Richie Kirk is not having a good first game. I'm seeing the open receivers a little bit too late right now. And we're just not getting rid of the ball when we need to. Let's try a screen on 2nd and 23 back across midfield. All right, Noel gets a couple of blocks and he got a few yards, but man, 3rd and 18 is going to be hard to convert. I like the route that Schaefer's running. I'm not sure if it's enough for the 1st down. We're going to go to him anyways. He's got the one-on-one. He's got... he had the separation, but we were too late on the pass. And was that a Chad Breedlove that threw it? Yeah, the backup came in. Or Chip Breedlove. My apologies, Chip. The backup came in to throw that one. So I guess we've got an injury at the quarterback spot already. I'm curious to see what that is. Well, Richie didn't have too good of a first game of the season. He's got a mild concussion already early in this 2nd quarter, and he's going to be out for the rest of the game. So it's going to be up to Chip Breedlove. All right, defense, can you get a stop for us? 1st and 10, this is going to be a run. And that's a decent stop. If we can only give up 2 yards of play, I'm absolutely fine with that. Trying to hold these guys to a field goal again after our 2nd interception of the game. 2nd and 8. They're going to run towards the edge, and that's just great blocking. Unable to get there. We do force the 3rd and inches, but I'm just not sure if the 4-man rush is going to be enough. We might have to start putting more guys on the line with just how undersized we are. It'll be a little Sam Blitz 2 here on 3rd and inches. We'll put everybody in, and I'm actually going to have Hamilton up. This is going to be a run. The question is, where's it going to? And we were there for the stop, but John Hillman's able to fall forward, pick up a new 1st down. So we're just basically trying whatever defensive plays we can think of to see if anything good can happen. That's an option. And we read it perfectly, but Ferris unable to make the tackle. They're going to get 3 yards instead of being stopped behind the line. That's a bit of a shame. Maybe some more blitzing. Big question is, what can we do to stop these guys? Kind of expecting another run. It is. They're going to go towards the outside. We're able to pick up 1 block and force it another 3rd and inches. But can we get a stop at all? Well, I'm getting desperate. It's the engage 8 on 3rd and inches. We're focusing on Willis. They will hand it off. We have a couple of guys in the area, but just not able to take the right angles. Miles Willis gets the 2-yard carry. Picks up another 1st down. Boston College is kind of starting to embarrass us here, is what it feels like to me. They will go to the air, and he just throws it away. That's their 1st incomplete pass of the game. You know, that man defense kind of worked. Here's spots where my user is suspect, and oh, that's a real shame. You know, if we were a taller defender in that situation, I think maybe we can get a hand on it, but just because of how short they are, they can't even get into the animation. Quarterback throws a dart, and it's in for 6 for Boston College. This could be a much more difficult year than I was expecting. Nunes, can we get a good return this time? There's a little bit of blocking. Can we get to the edge? Can we cut it back? Gene Nunes, he's got 1 man to beat inside the 30. The agility serves him, and they can catch him, but he's inside the 5, supposedly setting a new NCAA record for the longest kick return in history. So that's going to be good XP for the coach. And we better score a touchdown on this drive. We're at the 3.5-yard line. Give it to Noel and just hope he can go up the middle. Our linemen are so undersized, but it's not going to matter. We do get into the end zone. It's a 1-play touchdown drive, and Talib Noel gets us on the board. 1st points in Dwarves history. Well, Gene Nunes had mentioned that he wanted to return 3 this year. He was so close to his 1st. Hawk Disco, definitely pleased with that. Jolly with the kick here. And it is short as hell. They take it from almost at the 5. And they're going to get a few extra yards for free as well. That was a face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Defense needs to do something. 2 minutes left in the half. Try to bring a little bit of pressure. Again, like, we're able to stick with these wide receivers. We're right on their tail, but we're not tall enough, it seems like, to get it in there and break anything up. So Tal's still just 1 incompletion on the day. I'm going to be dropping back into zone coverage when the wide receiver, or when the running back doesn't go out on a route. That's going to be a pass inside the red zone for Boston College. And this is dangerous. Hamilton, oh, bad angle there. They're going to get 9 yards on that. There's 1 minute and 37 left in this half. And they've got the lightest fire skill activated On 2nd and 1. Oh, no. We made the perfect read and then just completely missed. John Hilleman in for the touchdown. It's another one for Boston College, and that's embarrassing if you're me. Just completely whiffed in the backfield. Extra point's good. No problem. And they're hyped on the sidelines. To be fair, though, they should expect to get those. What is this, our 5th return of the game? Nunez has got his work cut out for him today. We're going to try to cut it to the other side. There's a little bit of blocking. Could have been a block in the back, but Nunez, another good return. There's no flags on the play. All right, early candidate in my eyes for the returner of the year. All right, 1:27. We got Chip Breedlove in at the QB spot. He's got a stronger arm than his counterpart. But it's not very helpful if you're getting smacked around in the pocket like that. Just can't get a pass off. I'm disappointed in my performance at quarterback right now. We're just going to keep throwing. Hope for the best. They're only rushing 4. And X is wide open, but Chippy, oh, his arm's a little bit too small. He's not able to get it down there. We almost gave Isaac Yeadham, whatever the hell you say that name, his 2nd interception of the game. And then we got a 3rd and 10 to try to convert. We've seen how these plays have gone already today. I'm liking Norton, but I'm unsure if the play works out in our favor. And if we can get it there, James? No, it's another one almost picked off. My reads are absolute garbage right now. We have had, I think, 2 complete passes this whole game, and it's 4th and 10 from the 40. So while we haven't gained any yards on this one, we're still technically right there on the edge of 4-down territory, and I'm going to go with it. I want Noel going on the wheel route because we're going to probably run with Chip, although he is a lot slower. They've left him the space, and Chip Breedlove is going to get out of bounds across midfield. He's a lot slower than Kirk, but he still has some wheels on him, especially compared to their defensive line. And if they're not going to put pressure, I've given him the go-ahead to run on those. 1:05 left now. We're trying to do something to get back into this game. Got to make an accurate pass or two. And there we go, Flanagan. This could be the start. And I guess our mascot's a mountain man. He's plenty excited about that. 1:02 now. We've got our 3rd complete pass of the game. I kind of like Schaefer, depends on where this safety goes. And right bumper's wide open. Might as well just dump it off to the running back, Noel. Does he have the speed? Diving towards the end zone, he doesn't get it. Talib Noel gets 28 yards there. Is unable to score, only to the 2-yard line. Put it on the ground. We've got all 3 timeouts, why not? And Talib Noel in for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Still might be a little bit out of reach, but it's better than nothing. 52 seconds now on the clock. High-scoring game. We're just going to continue to boot these away for now. That was a bad kick. Didn't get all of it, and it goes a little bit off to the side. And we got to just make sure we tackle this guy. He's out at the 30-yard line. We can expect passes here. So hopefully we're able to get a stop or two. 47 seconds left in the half, and just a wide open Jeff Smith for 11 yards there. 1st and 10 again. Another man just wide open across midfield, trying to break tackles. That was a nice stiff arm, and it's another 18 yards passing. We just can't do anything about the passing game. Let's go back to the zone for now. Obviously, the man's not working. I am terrible at reading the zone properly. And here we go. We actually have a little bit of something going for us, but just too much time in the pocket. Rushing 4. We can't get any pressure on the quarterback. He eventually finds his running back for 29 yards. And they're going to go in the hurry up because there's only 22 seconds left, and they only have 1 timeout. And wide open. Zone's a little bit too deep. We'll have to make an adjustment there. It's a 1st and goal. Oh, this is rough. 15 seconds on the clock. Do we think that they go for it? Sure. Let's press up here. Focus on Hilleman. They won't, so we need to either get somebody on the quarterback or he's going to do that to us. Oh, 11 seconds now on the clock. They score another touchdown. And the worst part about this is that they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter as well. Alrighty. Well, can Gene Nunes take one to the house for us? Or at least get us into striking distance? He's got a couple blocks. I don't see a flag yet. Nope, there is a flag on the field. This is coming all the way back. I'm just going to step out of bounds so we have a couple seconds to work with. It's a clipping. It was too obvious. Who was it on? Burdette Mortis, the strong safety. So instead of being across midfield and potentially maybe taking that one to the house, we'll be at our own 11-yard line. But that's not going to stop me from throwing up a couple of bombs here. See if somebody can get open. And it could be X if the ball's thrown far enough. And it is thrown far enough, but Khalif James, one of the stars that we highlighted in the intro, unable to get the right amount of separation. So it's just stat padding yardage. And we're going to come out and do something a little tricky at the end of the half. Just a lot of highlights of us getting destroyed here at halftime. I don't really need to see any of that, so we're going to skip on ahead. Alright, here's where we get crazy. It's an onside kick to open up the 3rd quarter. We got to do something to get back into this one. We'll see if Jolly can put it in the right spot. It was a nice bounce. It was almost the perfect distance, but it goes right up into their hands. So they'll have good field position, but our defense can't stop them anyways. So what does it really matter? This looks like it could be a run. I'm going to say it's a run to the left, actually. We call it right, and again, I just kind of missed, but able to just stop myself in place, and we actually got him behind the line. And me stopping like that kind of maybe bounced his knee against me. I'm not sure. I need to make an adjustment. We need to get not be so conservative with our zone, as they're going to go 5 wide, and we definitely got to stop some sort of pass before this game's over. Benjamin, you know, forces a 3rd down, but that could have been better. Still, only 1 incomplete pass. 3rd and 6. You know, we might have a chance against a team that can run, but against a passing team, we are all out of luck. I accidentally switched to alignment. I can't get off. And they got another 1st down. Well, nothing seems to be working. Let's try the cover 2 sink. They haven't been going too crazy. They're on short plays, so we'll just kind of cover a little bit further downfield and more of it. Caps! Oh, we do a good job getting in there to disrupt the play, but all we're able to do is slow him down until the rest of our friends come to gang tackle him. So 2nd and 9 again. This is likely going to be another big play. We've certainly struggled, and ooh, there we go. He got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe got a couple of inches. But not much more than that. It's a 3rd and long. It would be incredible if we could have something good going here. And I'm really tempted to blitz. But I think I'll be disciplined. Not a screen. We left him open kind of intentionally just so we could run back over. And Hilleman's able to get the completion in a few yards, but it was 4th and 2, and we held him to a field goal. We can hold him to field goals for the rest of the game and score a lot of points really quick. Who knows, maybe we can make it competitive. It's up and it's good. 34-14. It's a 3-score game with 3:50 left in the 3rd. Alrighty, Gene. Your first try of the 2nd half, and we Oh no, we fumbled it! Gene just let it fall out of his hands, and then instead of just picking it up, he dove on it. So we're going to have to start this drive from the 5-yard line. Oh, Gene, that's a real bummer. Let's give this to Noel and see if he can get us a little bit out of trouble. Again, we know he's shifty. Maybe we should rely on our running back a little bit more. There's a good carry for 6 yards there on first down. Gets us out of trouble. You know what? Let's try a read option. I don't expect us to be running a whole lot of reads, mostly because I find them a little cheesy. In a situation like this, I don't mind giving it to the back and letting him pick up 10 yards on the ground. Alrighty, 1st and 10. We made it across the 20. A little audible, and let's get this play off. We do have to be a little bit worried about the clock. We've got Schaefer open, and the other star wide receiver, good old Donnie, gets it for 9 yards, and let's go hurry up here. Turn this into the run and shoot, as in run up to the line, and then throw the ball deep downfield, hopefully. Irby the speedster, or put him on the wheel route. And B is open. It's Schaefer. The pass is a little bit overthrown. He has to jump for it, so loses his momentum. And I think that's just something that happens when you have short wide receivers. Because in our Western Arizona Dynasty on Twitch, where we have all tall players, the ball is usually underthrown. 1st and 10, let's go to the air. Again, with a little play action. And X, Flanagan, the guy who I think got called for the clipping earlier, starts to make amends for his mistake with a nice first down catch there. Chip Breedlove having a much better day than his buddy was having, and Schaefer, the man who just caught the ball, is going to be out for a while with I think that's a foot strain. Definitely not good. Chippy only gets a yard there. Was hoping to get past that guy and then pitch it, but Donnie, you can take a little breather. Try a halfback sweep on 2nd and 9. Give it to Noel and hope that he can get around the corner. They are pressed up. The blocking, yeah, I'm just going to get north. The blocking, a little bit suspect, but we do get a solid amount of yards, and I hope Talib Noel isn't injured. He's slow to get up. Quick slants on 3rd and 2. Breedlove looking for a touchdown. They're bringing some pressure, getting outside the pocket. We've got White, and it's Nunez. Gene Nunez, the speedster. You know, he's the reason that drive was so long to begin with. But he makes up for the muffed kick return. With a touchdown catch of his own. We're going for 2 here. The point after. Little play action pass. I'm fine with the way that this looks. We're going to be scrambling most likely. We pick up a nice little block and... Oh, I hit the wrong button. A was open there in the end zone. I hit X first, so by the time I hit A, it didn't work out. Our opponent, Michigan, is able to beat Central Michigan. And we're down 14 now, late in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. See if we can maybe get Caps coming off the side. Force a little... Oh, that was an accident. Well, they're getting a free play, and I'm stuck with the player lock. Guess I'm never blitzing again because we hit that crap. Thought that was going to be a pass, to be honest, or a run. They do pass it. It's just another guy wide open. So we haven't been beat deep. We've really only been beaten short, so we're actually going to get aggressive with our zone coverage. And you know what? I haven't seen this quarterback run at all, so we are going to allow him to scramble if he really feels the need. See if maybe the few changes that we make are useful. Got to try to make adjustments. I'm going to blitz, and I don't even need to. Patrick Towles is sacked for 5 yards in 2nd and 15. That was the defensive end just completely blowing up the guard there. And just gets his helmet right into Towles' gut there. It's going to be a beautiful sack. And it brings up 2nd and... On 2nd down. Ooh, my coverage is terrible, but they've just... Here's where we get beat. I hate it. When the coverage sits like that for that long, I get into big trouble. Thankfully, it's only a gain of 7. Brings up to 3rd and long. This could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8. It's a big one. Put a man in motion. They will get this play off. And there's a man open. I'm able to hit him. We force the 4th down going into the 4th quarter. It's a defensive stop in a 14-point game. We still have a chance. 6 minutes of game time coming up. Well, old Genie boy, if you wanted to get one of your returns to the house, now would be a perfect time. This is likely going to be a really good kick, so I'm not sure we get the chance to take it back. And Gene says, let it bounce into the end zone. Ooh, they almost got a lucky bounce. We will get it at the 20 instead. 4 verts to start out this drive. We're going to do my kind of 4 verts, where we put the lone receiver and the running back underneath all the other guys. Every once in a while you find some bad coverage. Is it open? Oh, that's a risky throw. And we're very lucky it's not our 3rd pick of the game. Noel's going to take this one. Hopefully it works out well for us. And let's just make a nice little cut. That's a good first down. Time for the hurry up. Noel's averaging 7.4 per play. Getting this play off pretty quick, and we'll just go with the quick slant to the tight end Upshaw. And Dane gets us another first down, so this could be a pretty quick drive in terms of time taken off the clock if we just keep picking up first downs. Run and shoot. Really living up to its name right now. Right bumper could be open. No, I got to throw that one away. Shouldn't get called for a grounding because we had our tight end in the area. But just good coverage. Didn't see anything safe. And that's kind of what we're looking for right now, is safe plays all around. So try this read option. Irby comes in. So the speedster, we're going to be hoping to get him the ball. Seeing if he can take off. Breedliffe almost outrunning the safety. That would have been crazy. Gives us a 3rd and 1, and thinking we just maybe hand it off here. Try the counter to the opposite side of the field and let Irby do his work. He just needs a couple blocks, and this could be hopefully a big gain. And he gets a couple blocks, but the big gain doesn't happen. We couldn't get fully to the edge. First down. I was hoping for so much more. I don't run these often, but we're going to go with a little wide receiver screen. Flanagan is the one that we're looking for. And the completion's good, but the blockers are 20 yards downfield before the pass is even complete, so it doesn't go for a whole lot. Second and 7. Breedlove's going to take a sack. Oh, no. We were trying to get rid of it. But they come out and hit us. The hurry-up has to continue. But we need something better. This is 4-down territory, obviously, for us. Actually, you know what, Irby? I want you just streaking downfield. Maybe they don't pick up the running back out of the backfield. We're just going to YOLO it. Oh, it was overthrown. The accuracy hits us in the worst way possible. No way Irby, even with all his speed, is getting to that one. It's Chip's 2nd interception of the game, and the team's 3rd. And Coach Disco, you know, he's letting them know, you got to do a little bit better than this. Trying to make the coach look bad. And his first game for North Maine State. Well, that might be game. We could have made it a 7-point game and put a little bit of pressure on them. But unless we get this ball back quick, we're definitely in trouble. I'm expecting a lot of runs here. And they go with a draw. Ooh. Oh, Caps. Might have had a chance to pick that one off. It just doesn't work out. Trying to press up our receivers, see if we can jam them off the line. Our DBs, I should say. And again, Frederick. If he was a little bit taller, I think that's an interception. But they're just really picking on our short DBs. And thankfully, we get it to a 3rd down. But this has been absolutely rough. Only 1 incompletion on the entire day for this quarterback. Oh, Benjamin just completely left this guy wide open. I'm not sure what he's thinking on that one. And we're going to get called, I think, for a face mask at the end of that play. That's just shooting ourselves in the foot, making a bad situation worse. With the play action. Oh, man. Penn just gets obliterated. very lucky that was going out of bounds. Will be. Now, whoa, where did that hit come from? John Hilleman got blasted. Boom! Completely upended. That's crazy. And this one goes towards the edge. Another good hit. We'll take the timeout. 2:16 left on the clock. It's going to take a miracle. It's going to take 3 miracles, really, to get back in this one. On 3rd and 7, I just have to play our normal defense, really. But we'll still bring a little bit of pressure. And they've thrown it away. They went with a screen, but the pressure gets to the quarterback, I guess, too early, and he just heaves it away, so we don't have to take a timeout. They will kick a field goal. But we forced the second incompletion of the day pretty late. Trying to get the timing right on that, and it's going to have to be just one lucky play where we get the timing absolutely perfect, and maybe we have a chance to block them. Louisiana Tech beats NC State. It's a Power 5 team going down. And now we're down 27. Or, sorry, 17. I can do math. Gene Nunes said, I'm done returning. The backup returner comes in, and he got plastered at the 20. Oh, this game is essentially over, so we're going to heave up a couple balls. Don't be surprised if we throw a pick. We're just hoping for a miracle at this point. And a miracle we won't get. We're just too short, and the quarterback's not throwing him far enough. Maybe that was at the edge of Breedlove's range. Well, he's certainly not winning a Heisman this year. Not if these numbers are going to continue. Minute and 59. I'm not going to bother taking timeouts because it's just not going to work out in our favor. I will, however, blitz the crap out of these guys, and then miss a tackle and maybe see them score a touchdown. Oh, that's a shame. Like I said, my user's garbage. That's going to be a carry to the outside. And they're basically one play away from finishing this one. The 17-point loss, not as bad as I was expecting after the way that we started, but still not at all what you want to see. And that's a decent job. They're going to have to go for this on 3rd down. If they go to the air, I'm going to be surprised. But we'll just put out a normal cover 3 and hope some miracle happens and we get an interception for a touchdown to make us look a little bit better. I doubt it, though. Oh, yeah, they're going to run it. And we're going to face mask them, so they get the first down anyways. It's another face mask called against us.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, we're going to have to work on some discipline in between weeks here.
Automatic first down.
Hopefully the FCS game is a nice tune-up for us. Clock's going to be stopped as a result of the face mask, so they're going to have to come out and go a little victory formation. And clock hits triple zeros. Boston College comes out and just really asserted their dominance in this game. It is not as close as it is not as close as the score would tell you. They were in control entirely throughout this one. And we're going to fall to 0-1 to open up this inaugural season. Hopefully we can bounce back against the FCS. Take a look at our game stats. For our team, Breedlove was the better passer. Oh, a 119 passer rating, 10 of 18 for 170 yards, a touchdown and 3 picks. But Richie Kirk, sure he did get concussed, but the 7.1 passer rating. He goes 1 of 6 for 17 yards with an interception. 16% on the day. That's rough, and he gets sacked twice as well. On the grounds, we didn't run it a whole lot. Our backup only got 1 carry and got 3 yards out of it. Noel does get 2 touchdowns off of 74 yards on only 10 carries, so he did pretty well. But maybe we need to go to him a little bit more. Receiving, Howard Flanagan gets the most catches with 3, 30 yards, and Schaefer, 2 catches but 45 yards on the 2 of them. Pretty solid, and a nice 32 yards after catch for Talib Noel, the running back. Defense, almost nothing happened for us. The only positive is the one sack from the left end, Keon Wilcox. He's a senior, so we're going to lose him next year, but, maybe he can get a couple more of those for us this year. In the kick return game, Nunez had a lot of attempts, 6 of them, and he was able to get 210 yards. So averaging 35 yards per return is pretty solid, and that's including the one that he took for 0 yards. So if you take that one away, his average looks a little bit better, and he took one 92 yards, just couldn't quite get it into the end zone. And if we look at Patrick Towles, the quarterback for Boston College, the 238.7 rating, 23 of 25 for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. No picks either, averaging 13 per completion. He did get sacked once, but a 92% completion that's unacceptable for the defense. Something's got to change there. We'll be looking to limit future quarterbacks to a lot less than that. We did manage to get 13 first downs, but the total offense is pretty abysmal. 286 for us, 411 for them. We almost got 100 yards rushing. That would have been some nice XP. But just getting beat up all over the place. 3 of 8 on our third downs. We had to go for it 3 times on fourth down. We failed our 2-point conversion. We were perfect in the red zone, but it's not perfect enough. And the 4 interceptions certainly doesn't help when it's a 3-score game. Around the country, Washington State comes out and beats Auburn week 1. Number 10 Notre Dame loses to Temple. Nebraska, Louisville, New Mexico, and Iowa all take care of business, though. Our players of the game for the Dwarves are the running back Talib Noel. Obviously, he did the best. He didn't have turnovers, and he's got a solid amount of yards. 10 carries, 74 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 2 catches to put him over 100 total yards. And then Keon Wilcox, the left end with the sack, gets it on the defensive end. Really nobody else looking good. Let's advance through this week and see what's happening in the top 10. See if there's any major shakeups. Well, right away, Michigan and I guess Harbaugh with his instant commit skill are going to grab Kurt Bailey, the 76 overall middle linebacker. That's a shame. And we get a decent amount of XP. That NCAA record broken is really going to help in the XP gains. We are just barely a fifth of the way to leveling up for the first time, so that's going to be rough. We're going to save this game and the recruiting for the next episode, but let's take a look at ESPN and the top 25 bowls first. There's not a whole lot of shakeups. Ohio State moves up a spot. So do Michigan, Stanford, Tennessee, and TCU as LSU lost to TCU. Didn't somebody else lose? Didn't Notre Dame take a loss? They were sitting number 10. Yeah, they lost to Temple and they moved down to 20th in the nation. Everybody else kind of just moving up as Ole Miss and Michigan State took losses as well, 11 and 12. So 10, 11, and 12 lost last week. Was quite a few teams to start getting some jumps. It'll be interesting to see how this really shapes up. Because these rosters are from 2015 or 2016, some of these teams are definitely a lot better than they are today, and that includes Florida State. Alrighty, guys, well, that's going to do it for this episode. The Dwarves came out swinging, but they missed almost every single punch, and we're going to have to figure out what adjustments need to be made for this game, and thankfully we got an FCS team to go up against, so hopefully it goes well. Curious to see what we can do once we start to figure the offense and defense out, and how long it's going to be before we're a really competitive team. Alright guys, that's going to do it for us today. Feel free to subscribe so that you know when the next episode of these Dwarves comes out. And if you have any suggestions on how we can improve this dynasty or what we need to do to get the offense and defense clicking, feel free to leave them down below. You can find us over on Twitch at twitch.tv/poonmaster69, where we play the opposite of this, the super tall Western Arizona Giraffes. That being said, again, thank you for watching if you've made it this far, and hopefully we see you next time. But have a good day, and this is Poonmaster saying adios.